Hello. My name Rebecca Kramer. I'm here with Robbie Walls, and I'm so excited today. Welcome to the live recording of my podcast, She Hustles. Robbie, thank you so much for joining me today. I know I have written down here, and I know you because I've been on your podcast, the Bold Girl Biz podcast. And you're a coach and you're the founder of the Walls Speak. Maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit better than I can. There's just so much that you have going on. It looks like, and I know for a fact that you're an amazing podcast.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. Well, hello, everyone. I am super excited to be here. Yes, I have a podcast, but let's jump back a little bit. So I was a teacher, and how my journey began is one day I was in the classroom and my little Elizabeth and Hayden were fighting while I was teaching on the board. Now, this, of course, built up over time, but this particular day, on a rainy day, it was in it was in May. It was in May. That's when it was, and it was raining. And I tell you, she didn't like the rain, so she was crying. Hayden was teasing her. It just got to my last nerve, as you would say. And I turned around and said, "I'm done."
Yeah.
And she, in turn, looked at me and said, "I'm done too. I want to go home." So, I was just feeling at that moment in time that I knew that there was something else for me to do. So I waited till school was about to end. And, it was just that point in time and moment that I just realized that I had to do something else. So I started in 2008. I left the classroom, those four walls, still love kids, and transitioned into entrepreneurship.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's quite the story. I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to being
Absolutely.
so frustrated in your corporate job or whatever you're doing, that you're not in control, that you don't have the ability to make decisions for your business.
Mm-hmm.
So you decided to become an entrepreneur, and you do a few different things, but take me way back to, did you ever have entrepreneurial, like when you were a kid? Did you want to own your own business? Did you want to teach people? Did you want to coach people?
So I didn't know about the coaching piece, but I loved animals, and I still love animals today. So I've always been a science teacher. And I love animals, and I always wanted to build a business around them. So my first was guinea pigs. So started mating the guinea pigs and started selling them. So that's how it started, with the little guinea pigs and selling the guinea pigs with my children. And then got to other things until it got to a really big one, which was alpacas. And that was my first business, was an alpaca business.
Wow.
Yes. So I love alpacas. We used to show alpacas and sell them.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. My husband's family is from Bolivia, actually. So
so you know the alpacas, yeah.
Yeah. Their sweaters are beautiful. So
beautiful.
Oh, that's very interesting. So you had this whole journey before this new journey.
Yes.
That's very exciting. Very exciting. So when it comes to your newest venture, or one of the newest things that you're doing since leaving your job as being a teacher, you're still teaching people. You're teaching people.
Yeah.
How did you get started, or how did you figure out what to do once you made the decision that you didn't want to do that anymore?
So out of I didn't want to be in the four walls of teaching. I didn't want to be, having someone tell me I have to teach this so many hours a day and teach this, and I have to make all these benchmarks, right, with the kids. So I did not like that, because every child learns differently, and just like we all do, we learn different, and you have to really accommodate personalization with each child. And that's what I did as a teacher, was personalize everyone's education. That's what I do now too with my coaching. And so when I realized that I didn't want to be in the space anymore inside the four walls, I still wanted to help people, but help people on a larger level, at an older. Didn't want to work with the children per se, but wanted to work with adults. And that's when coaching came in. So I went to Coach U, that's Coach University, and studied coaching and became a coach. And that's when I empower women to really find out what their why is, what they want, and let's get to the results. So that's what I empower women to do. And that's where that confidence piece comes in.
Yeah, that's fabulous. I think there are there are a lot of females that need that support. And
Yes.
I guess if someone is looking for what is my why, I don't even know where to start. What
Yes.
would be the first thing that you would say to that person?
That you're not alone, because that's what happens. I hear it all the time. Well, why do you want this? Why do you want this job? Why? Well, sometimes we have to really dig deep into our why. So I have a proprietary system that I have, where I have an assessment called the print. The print literally is a print. It is like my thumbprint, your thumbprint. It's different, unique to only you. Okay. And what the assessment does is it tells your why and what triggers you. And this is why your why is. So it really hones in on who you are and what is your why and what triggers you. So that's what I take my clients through. We go through that assessment, and then we build confidence anything in any area that you're going through. I have had people that, I don't have confidence to ask for the sale. I don't have confidence to stand in front of this whole group of men in this hotel room, in this conference room. I get that. I don't have the confidence to even go into this building with all of my peers, men and women. I just don't have the confidence to do it, but I work there. So I work with all those confident pieces, and those are some of my real clients that I work with. Examples.
So that's actually a good point. So when it comes to confidence, especially when asking for the sale,
Yes.
I think that this is a problem it's a problem for males. It's a problem for females. It's a problem for the world.
Mm-hmm.
How do you start to develop the confidence needed to actually ask for that sale?
So first we have to change the belief around and this is what I get so many times. People think, what will they think about me? You have to disconnect yourself to what people, thoughts about you. Your main goal literally is only about you, because this is you. This is not about them. They're going to have any kind of perception that they want about you. You ask for the sale. You're not attached to their outcome. You're only going to be attached to your outcome. So when you are not attached to their outcome and what they think about you, you'll ask the sale. If it's a yes or a no, or a why, you have the confidence, and I help you build that, to ask for that sale.
Would you say that there are less female salespeople than there are male salespeople?
I wouldn't say less. I think the women are just a little. We are out there. We are out there, but the men are dominating, right? And
Yeah.
So we're out there, And but we have to be more powerful. We have to walk in that room and own it room. And when we own it, we'll know just to ask for the sale and have a straight face about it. So it's all in your body movement. It's all in intuition. You just have to know that if you do hear that word, no, it's not a rejection. It's just like, okay, they're not ready for it. That's okay.
Yeah.
I think we as women are really afraid of that rejection piece, and that rejection, it just comes with it. It comes with it all the time. I give the analogy of, and I just, McDonald's. When you go and when you are in the drive-thru in McDonald's, there's 3 steps. Sometimes there's 4, but let's go with the 3. So you order, you pay for it, and then you pick it up. That's all you have to do. You didn't have a thought process around it. You ordered it because you wanted it. You paid for it. You had the money for it. And the next window, you picked it up and you moved on. You didn't have, there's no thought around that.
Yeah.
That is how we are to do with a sale too.
Yeah. And people are not going to just, maybe there will be a small percentage that will say, I want to buy, can I buy right now? But it's important to actually ask for that sale. And I think you're right. A lot of us do lack the confidence to actually say the words at the end of the opportunity to close the deal.
To close the deal. And I will say that when you do close the deal, you will feel so liberated inside. Yeah, it's like, yes, I did it. And it just continues to build. It's a process.
Yes. And one that, as long as you're consistent and you keep practicing that process, that you'll see success for sure.
Yes.
So when it comes to, if there was someone who maybe they just made the decision to make that change, like you made the decision to make that change, or maybe, I don't know how you want to answer this one, or maybe this is maybe towards someone who hasn't made the decision, what advice could you give? Because you've already been there and made it out on the other side. Sometimes after that happens, or when you're thinking that would happen, there's that worry, oh my gosh, what if I fail?
Right. That's a great question. So, and that happens. It happens to all of us. So the biggest thing is that you are going to focus on what you believe. You can't move forward until you know what you believe. You always hear, what do you want? What's your why? What do you believe? What do you believe to be true for you? Do you believe you can have it? Do you believe you can really close that deal? Because if you don't, then it's not going to come out. But I want you to believe that you are worthy enough to go ahead and take that sale, own that sale, and close that deal. So we talk about the belief, because you don't get what you want. You literally get what you believe. That's the backbone of all of this, is what you believe. You can put yourself out there. And when you put yourself out there, you have the confidence to be out there because you believe that you're going to grab the sale at some point in time.
I love that. You don't get what you want, you get what you believe.
Yes.
I do. I really love that a lot. I wrote it down.
It's all on your belief system.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And that when my clients come to me, that is the biggest thing that we talk about, because they don't really know the why, and sometimes they don't know what they want. That is exactly where I want you to be. You don't know your why, you don't know your want. Okay? And that's why I'm here, to draw out those powerful questions I'm going to be asking you, and we're going to get to the want and get to the why, because that's your belief.
Yeah. That's cool. How did you get to your why?
That why was in that classroom. You see, I believe that, let me just go back a little bit more. See, my whole family are teachers and educators. My mom retired at 43 years, my dad at 48 years in the teaching. My sisters are all teachers now. Their sister, my whole family are teachers. And I said, I am not going to stay in this space. So that was my belief. And my parents made me to get into education because they knew that that's something that I can always fall back on. It really wasn't who I wanted to be. I really wanted to be in marketing, but they made sure and they paid for my education, everything. So I had to do that. So I knew I wasn't going to stay there. I just didn't know how long I was going to be there. And when I graduated in 1990, I stopped in 2008, threw it down. I was done. Yeah. And my sister is still a teacher today. Both my sisters and all my aunts, they're still educators. They're still in the same profession. Now, what I did do is my husband and we bought a franchise, which is Sylvan Learning Center. And I still love teaching. I still love helping. That's so my heart is to help. But now I work with and provide a service for working with children on an individual level through Sylvan Learning Center.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's why I know my why and I know what I wanted. And I still have so many other dreams to go after. So, my whole next thing, and I am a big visionary. I love vision. And so I want to get into TV productions and the television space. So that's my next goal.
Love that. That's kind of cool. That's very cool. So television, so broadcasting, reporting, acting. What do you
think? I would love to do the acting. And for Bold Girl Biz, I would love that to come to the screens to empower women, just like Oprah, when she sits down and she talks to people to inspire them. Well, I want to talk to women entrepreneurs to help other women entrepreneurs. It's just another space in person on television to open up to female entrepreneurs around the world, really globally, just to get us into this space of power.
I can't wait.
Yes, it is. It's so exciting, so. And I've already talked to someone about it. They're in Dallas. They have the whole production company. And that's a space that scares me, but I don't really care. I'm just going to do it.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
if something scares you, just go towards it.
And that's exactly what I'm just walking towards it. Yeah.
That's very
exciting. Yeah.
I mean, I think the other thing now where we have social media, where we have the ability to create our own podcasts, not even right now, it could be with anything, really. If you set your mind to something and you're determined, I don't think there's anything that can stop a determined person, but
you got it.
People mostly underestimate the extent of action needed to get where they want to go.
Correct. And those are my 3 steps that I work on you with. And those 3 steps are, first is, what do you want? Okay. The next step is, what in the world is purpose? I got to find that purpose, right? And then taking massive action. So you got to take the massive action to get to where you're going. Rejection, if it happens, it happens. You're going to keep moving on.
Yeah.
That is why people need an accountability coach. And that's what I'm here for.
Yes. When I look down, I'm like, I get distracted. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe.
What you believe. That's right.
Which is why you should be writing down your goals every day, which is why you should be focusing on self-development, which is why you should hire a coach that can help you figure this stuff out too,
right? Right. And that's a confidence piece, the confidence to hire a coach. the confidence pays so big in our world. You know, I love the movie The Wizard of Oz. Do you know, have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
Of course. I'm old.
Yes.
I'm old
Yes.
enough for that.
All right. Yeah. Well, all Dorothy had to do was just believe that she could get home. You know, everyone thinks that it was the power in her shoes. And then Glinda the Good Witch, she says, you had the power all along. She just had to believe that she had the power all along. You know, it was a dream, but it wasn't just a dream. It was her reality. It was her reality.
Absolutely. If there were say 3 things that you can that someone could write down and action if they are struggling with either confidence, because a lack of self-confidence can come for your business,
Mm-hmm.
it can come individually. What would you give as like tasks or ideas for people to actually do?
Okay. First and foremost, without even think about it, and I literally mean don't think too much about it because people think way overthink this. Just write down what you want. I like to, these little paper plates. Let me grab one. I'm gonna grab one. Yeah, okay, here's one. Just a little a paper plate, and this one has the word action on it. Just these are at the dollar store. Just go grab a paper plate and put some tape on the back of it and stick it everywhere. Just write down what you want. Okay, that's the first thing. The next one is result. You have to know what that result is going to look like. What is that going to look like for you? Okay, so that's the result. The next step is, let me see if I have one. Oh, here it is. You're going to take massive action. You have to take action now. Those are the 3 steps. I want you to write down what you want, know what your result is, and take massive action. In that order.
Write down what you want, determine what your results are.
Yep.
And take massive action.
That's right.
Like I said before, the massive action part, I think, is the hardest one.
It is.
Even if you can do the whole massive action thing for a day, it's hard to be consistent with it.
And that's why you have to hire the coach that's going to help you to build on that. It's just like building a business. It's layers. And
Yes.
That's the taking massive action. And it's not the money piece, because we'll find the money, right? We'll find the money. And then you got to find the right people. That's what will help you with the right people, the right connections. And all you have to do is know your results and take the massive action.
I think one of the best comparisons any coach can like as an example can compare to is if you hire a fitness coach, you're going to be able to visibly see results, right?
Yes.
It's the same thing with anything else. You could go do all this yourself. Are you actually going to be consistent? Are you actually going to do what it takes? Because maybe you'll lose some inches, but are you going to have rock solid abs? Probably not. If you're hiring a business coach, you're actually going to get to the abs.
You got it.
If you're just doing the things inconsistently, it's just not going to happen.
Right, because life happens, right? Mm-hmm. The good life happens. It just happens, and you're not slacking off. It's just things get in. I don't want to say in the way, but they're there. They're obstacles that you just have to jump over. It's like a hurdle. And I did hurdles in high school, and I had to jump after hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. And that's what we have to do. We just got to keep jumping over the hurdles. Know your result, though.
I did not do hurdles.
Yeah, I felt I have the war scars and I can show it to you. But yeah, but I knew that I had to be at the finish line, right? So
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah. Same thing.
Very cool. So you have something coming up in September, your coaching gym.
Yes, yes. I am going to start a coaching gym, just like a fitness gym. And it's called a coaching gym. It is going to be on Tuesdays from 12 to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm Central Standard Time. And that is going to be where we're going to do three things. We're going to be networking, we're going to be problem solving, and we're going to be collaborating. Okay. So those three things we are going to focus on: networking, collaborating, and problem solving. It's a gym. So if you can do 15 minutes, 15 minutes of I have this problem, help me to solve it. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to be doing in the room. I will be there. Others will be there. The answers are in the room.
Oh, I love that. And so who would that be for?
So it is open. I'm going to open it for anyone. I don't have any rules right now. All I see are the three areas that we're going to be working on, and that's networking, collaborating, and problem solving. I said it in fact, but that's what you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I love that. I think you don't get that networking part anymore.
You don't. And that's what I thought about. You know what? Let's just be, this is going to be an honest and safe place. So it's going to be a place to network. And, I have found in the past months that people need the momentum, right? People need momentum to stay in the game. They need the momentum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a hard thing to keep that momentum. But if you're doing the same thing consistently, so if people are attending that are you going to have it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis?
So I'm going to do it weekly, and that keeps the momentum, right? So if I keep it on a weekly basis, that is going to help you with the momentum. Yeah.
That's fabulous. Okay, so this is the most important question. What are you the most excited about right now that you have going on, and in the future with
So right now I'm excited about coaching gym. I am super, super excited that I'm going to be speaking on other people's summits, right? Mm-hmm. And my next excitement, this will be my first. I am going to be hosting a summit in January. So I don't have a date yet, but I am going to be doing a summit. I'm going to have speakers, and it's going to be just a half day. I know that people want quality in bite-sized pieces, not an all-day event. It's going to be a 4-hour event, half day, power-packed information, and I'm going to do it in January.
I love that. Will it be live or pre-recorded, or it's to be continued?
So it's going to be a live summit. And I'm not sure. I'm kind of going back and forth if it's going to be a hybrid. So if it's going to be live, and either way, it's going to be virtual, because I want it to go and reach worldwide. So it's going to be virtual no matter what. Will it be in person and virtual? That's to be continued.
I've heard that those things are lots of work.
Well, I am up for the challenge. So I see the results in it. And so that is what I am going after.
It's true. I think the more that we can do these live interactions and demonstrate that we're experts and that we have the knowledge, that we're more likely to be able to share each other's audiences, right, and potentially make that sales cycle shorter too, right?
You got it. That's right.
Love that. Well, Robbie Walls, thank you so much for joining me today. I definitely appreciate you being here. And to everyone else, thank you so much for joining me here on She Hustles, the live recording of She Hustles. And don't forget to join my Facebook group, Social Selling Growth Masters, and follow Robbie Walls. We're going to throw the links below this here. If you're watching, or if you're listening, you can search for Robbie Walls on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Are you in all the places?
I am, but most importantly, they can text BOLD, BOLD. That's right, BOLD to 55312. You can text BOLD to 55312, and that's where my podcast comes up. You can email me, you can text me. All my good information is out there. And I have a free guide for your audience. It's a guide on resilience, and it's power packed. It's backed by research. I've done a lot of work on this, and that's my free offer. I mean, it is beautifully made. So it's the guide to resilience.
I love that. So they can access that if they text you, or how would they get a hold of it?
I will give you the link, and then they can sign up for that. It's very simple, and we can go from there. Yep. So I'll send that to you to put out in your Facebook. And if you do, there's no if around this. Do text BOLD to 55312. Get with me. Let's have a 15-minute free strategy session. I love it.
Love that. Thanks so much for joining me, Robbie.
Thank you, Rebecca. And thank you, everyone, for listening.